Okay guys, so I want to explain to you exactly how to get into a low bar position in a squat. Now first things first, you're probably thinking what is a low bar position for a squat or why would you do it? So typically people hold a squat in this position, okay, at the top of the traps. Now when you go into a squat, I'm going to exaggerate obviously what's going to happen, but as you go into a squat, this can happen where it comes forward and before you know it, you're struggling to get up and then your back is under too much pressure and it basically doesn't help you strengthen, and you'll notice your squat weight will start to go down because you're struggling too much. Okay, so something we do is we do a low bar squat, which is basically bringing the bar right down the back. Now it's up to you where it goes, as in like comparison to what your normal sort of squat height is, but the lower down technically you can go, the better it will be for the position. So if you look at where the bar is now, I mean this is quite an extreme version, so it's really quite a low one, but if you look where the bar is now, as I go into the squat, there's no chance of this happening because the actual weight is holding you backwards in that position, okay? So in effect, what we're doing is we're bringing the weight further back onto the heels, which should, in effect, then not make the flexion forward happen, okay? So the weight's into the back of the heels and it keeps you more in that upright position. So that's the benefit of doing it, and in theory, 9 times out of 10, your squat will go up, you'll lift better, you'll lift more effectively, and obviously lift more weight. Now, if you're going to learn this though, you need to understand that it's not just going to be a quick, I'm going to put the bar lower and it's going to be okay. Okay? So what I want to do is give you a little system to do to get into this position. So, first things first, if you're in this position here, you're probably going to be quite tight around your chest and your shoulders. So what will happen is if you all of a sudden bring the bar down here, you'll feel like you're sort of like hunching forward because your chest is tight, or you'll just get excruciating pain around your shoulders and you won't want to do it. Okay, so first things first, take your hands out a little bit wider than normal, okay? Bring the bar slightly down and then bring your hands in until you feel like you're in a good comfortable position and you can actually lock in place, okay? From there, that's the sort of position you want to start in, and then as the weeks go on, bring it lower down your back as you go on, okay? So, the first thing you're going to do is going to be rotation all the way over, dislocation of the shoulders, and what this is doing is stretching off your chest. Okay, so it's stretching off your chest here, and it's obviously stretching off your shoulder girdle, allowing that sort of movement to happen there. Again, if you're really tight on the front, you'll be in this position, so you want to open out the chest so that you're in that position nice and comfortable. The next thing you then want to do is with a lacrosse ball or golf ball, tennis ball, whatever, you want to basically massage the chest, but you do it like on a wall. So imagine there's a wall here, you're going to turn your hand upwards and then you're just going to rotate round and roll on the wall. Okay, yes, you look like you're humping the wall, it's a bit funny, but it's a really good way of getting the, like releasing the tension in the chest. So again, if your chest is tight, this will happen. And if you're trying to do a low bar squat, it's not going to work. So we need to open the chest so it's in this position here. So work all the way up, round, all the way around the chest, even down to the, right down to the middle part of the pec, so that you're releasing all that tension there. Okay? So there are 2 things you're going to do. The third thing you're going to do with either a band pulling backwards, a band pulling outwards, or a cable pulling backwards. Okay, you're just going to do like 30 seconds of pulling, then 30 seconds rest. 30 seconds of pulling, 30 seconds rest. You do that like 4 or 5 times, and that is just to, again, pull your shoulders back so that you're solid in that position there. Okay, do that routine literally every single squat session. You can even do it every day if you wanted to really sort of like build it up so that you're getting into a good position. Okay, once you've then done that, we can then go to the bar and find out your best position. So if your hands are normally sort of like here in your squat, just take them a little bit wider out, and then once you've took them into that position, try the bar and see how it feels in that low bar position. So normal bar would be here, sort of like a medium would be there, and then a low bar would be right down here. Okay, and then once you've learnt that position there, you want to keep your elbows nice and tight, pin your elbows in, squeeze everything tight, and then go into your squat. Okay, so it's not going to happen overnight. It's something you're going to have to build up as you do. Give yourself 4 weeks if it's new to you and if you're sort of like used to a high bar. But just like I say, shoulder girdle stuff, work around the pec, even do a door frame stretch where you put your elbows on a door and lean forward. So you're stretching out on there. So like, for example, if this was the door frame, I'd lean and twist away that way, so you're stretching off there. Then obviously go into sort of like some form of face pull, some like with a band, or you can even do dumbbells, anything that's pulling that way, so you're getting the back to work, and then go into the position. Okay, but build into it. Let's really work on trying to get a good position. You want to be solid in that position before you then start loading the weight up, and then you can slowly build the weight up so you can get bigger on your squat.